What's down? This your boy Trey, the AI tech landlord, back at you again. Here to talk about the usual AI, tech, real estate, and basically all the moving parts that essentially set up our economy. So today we're gonna have a conversation. We're gonna go away from what I usually talk about, and we're gonna talk about success, and I'm gonna give you a couple of points and basically exit routes and things of that matter that always come up when you're on your route to being successful. So I mean, so let's get to it. Before the pandemic, a lot of us were already on an entrepreneur, you know, journey or quest. And during Corona, there was a evangelistic following, basically saying that anyone can be an entrepreneur or anyone can make passive income. That was a lie. And I want to prove to you guys, and also want to share some stats and details, and also some life experiences about how hard it really is to be successful. It it's really hard, and there are a bunch of moving parts to how you become successful. And ultimately, the numbers say that most people won't be entrepreneurs or won't achieve passive income. And during Corona, that was one of the most frequent things people echoed during that space and during that time. And essentially, that really wasn't real. So prior to Corona, I was already on my entrepreneur journey. I essentially already came up with an organic method to make passive income, and that within itself was a statistical anomaly. So, what I'm basically saying is, someone from where I'm from and what I did and what I accomplished doesn't happen every day. And success doesn't happen every day, period. Success is like a 99% failure rate. Because most people, they will attack an idea for like a week, a month, and if they don't make any money from it, they're gonna 86 it. They're gonna be like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm just gonna go back to work. But in order to be successful in your business ventures, you have to learn how to work and work on your dreams after you punch the clock. I was working 16-hour days. Then I come home, do some unconventional stuff, and also write what I want done. What are my plans? What do I want to get done outside of clocking in? And most people, they don't have the time to plan correctly. You know, in order for you to plan correctly, you have to plan by the minute, by the day, by the month, by the year. And when I say that, you have to plan every second. If you're not planning every second, you're gonna miss something. And don't get it twisted. There's nothing wrong with missing something. I mean, that's just an opportunity for you to learn. But you have to be willing to plan. If you can't plan, you're never gonna be successful. If you just go to work and then come home from work and you're just dreaming about things and oh, I wish I can do this, I wish I could do that. Those things only come into fruition if you plan. And then not only plan, you have to stick to that plan, even when you know there's no money coming in. I started my healthcare company in 2014. I didn't make $1 till 2019. Yes, so I had to wait 5 or 6 years before I could even make $1 $1, you know. And that was because a lot of people, one, were gatekeeping. Two, I was a guy from the hood, and if you weren't selling drugs or rapping or something like that, essentially, no one's believing in what you're talking about. So I had this opportunity to where I could use some property and make some passive income. Um, Essentially, I started like most people would. They would get a home and or renovate a home, and they would lease it out or rent it to Section 8 family or just a traditional family mechanism. Like, so most people, they get into real estate and they basically use the traditional routes of making money. And those mechanisms typically be low payment velocity mechanisms. And don't get me wrong, you learn about payment velocity mechanisms as you mature and learning how to make money and what's the importance of making money and how much money and things of that matter. So I went from making 900 bucks, 12 to 1200 bucks to 10,000 bucks a month. And it came from different learning stages. Like at first I thought I was the man. I'm the landlord. I'm renting Section 8, yada yada. But that really wasn't no money. Um, People's portfolios that really make money from passive income, they have 4, 5 properties, and this is the long game when you're getting properties, not unless you're acquiring properties, not unless you have a whole bunch of capital. Most people, they work, and the average person makes like $50,000 a year, and then it like jumps to like 100K. It's like 2% of people or something in America. So you gotta understand the banks automatically know that your buying power basically is on the uptick once a year. So if I'm making 50 to $100,000, I only have the buying power of getting one property a year. But say I have, well, you could get more property if you can locate good pricing and you know make that work. But typically people go in and buy one asset at a time, depending on how much they make and what the bank clears, and they go ahead, take the asset, renovate it, or it might be a turnkey property. You could just go right in and rent it out. But that's what most people do. And there's also levels to that. Like, to me, I cleared $10,000 a month because both the houses were mine. I didn't have any mortgages. I didn't have nothing holding me back. My family gifted me the properties. I came up, say, let me go ahead and Section 8 it. I got my family to quit claim their rights over. I had a couple of people on the property, and they weren't doing anything with the property, so I took my invested interest and came up with an organic model and rented the home out. So, like I said, first it was Section 8, and then I rented it out to this family, and that payment velocity was okay at first, you know, but that kind of plateaus, making 1,000 or $5,000 a month. That really isn't no money after a while. I mean, $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 a year. That's how you look at that. So that's just something to actually subsidize for bills that are coming in every month. So once I made that little money for a couple of years, I still was in the street. I still was doing unconventional things. I still was, you know, not regular because I achieved something that most people couldn't, but it's levels to this. I was regular compared to someone with a big portfolio, but to someone with no property or someone who didn't achieve passive income, I was over the learning curve. So so once you go to making money naturally, after a while you're gonna wanna make more money and you're gonna learn how to make more money. And that's when different payment velocities come into play. And that's when you learn different payment velocities. And when you learn different techniques on how to make money. And when you learn different businesses. Because the average businessman has 6 businesses. The average millionaire businessman has 6 businesses. So we out here got these 1 or 2 businesses, one property, and we making all that noise amongst people who don't, who aren't doing anything. Go talk to somebody, Ladder and Blum. Go talk to one of those big real estate companies. They have hundreds of properties, and they're still selling. So that little noise we be making, it's cool from an entry level to applaud yourself that you created something organically and you're making money outside of just punching in. But after a while, you're gonna need more money. Like I was making all this money, which really wasn't all that much money. $10,000 a month is $120,000 a year. And I was clocking in too, so that was like an extra $16,000. Yes. So I was working in a restaurant on Canal Street on Bourbon Street, fucking cook. Excuse me, a cook. And then I also was getting my passive income through my real estate. And that that was okay for me being a single man and no kids and stuff like that. But I wanted more. Um, I started having different people coming out of nowhere and chopping at the little stuff that I do have, which was family. You have to be real careful about when you become successful because typically it's gonna be the people who you thought loved you or the people who you thought supported you were gonna be there to congratulate you, clap it up for you, but ultimately they just see what they couldn't achieve in you and they go ahead recycle that to envy, jealousy, and basically want to destroy you. And that's not everyone. I mean, psychology says if you're handsome or you're pretty or you have the halo effect, people are happy for you, happy for you to be successful. But if you're an average looking guy and you achieve some stuff, or you're an average looking woman, or you some fat guy, some fat woman, and you achieve something that most people haven't, they're gonna look down on you. They're gonna tell you to be humble. They're gonna tell you this. They're gonna tell you that because you don't look apart for what they think is success. So once again, if you were some handsome, pretty, straight, white teeth having motherfucker, people are gonna be happy for you. They're gonna want to know how you did it, how did you make this happen, etc. But if you aren't like that, you don't fit the status quo, you aren't symmetrically adored, people will try to humble you because you're more successful than them. They'll be like, "Oh man, he's stupid, he's fat, oh black fat." They're really just making, they're just mad. They're mad. And instead of congratulating, they're gonna hate on you. So once again, that comes into play with business psychology. And ultimately, yeah, I accomplished this and I accomplished that, but it was ultimately my family who came for me and did everything they could to dismantle it. So once again, once you get successful, make sure you level up and keep your success to yourself and you move away from people. When I say move away, I mean move away from Move away from the haters, cause they coming. They're coming. The underground haters, the fake haters, they're coming. So yeah, once again, I want to get on here and just talk about the success and mechanisms and just about what my page is about and a little bit about my journey. And that's basically the bulk of what I was talking about just now. And I want you guys to tune in more because we're gonna have more business psychology. We're gonna have more talks about how to make money within real estate and healthcare. We're gonna have more talks about how to make money in tech. And these are all things I have done. I haven't went to YouTube University and I'm regurgitating a bunch of information that I heard. I'm not doing that. These are all shoes that I have tied. These are shoes I have tied. I learned to code. I develop apps. Um, I've housed 32 people collectively. So don't let anyone tell you what you can't do. I had 10 guys in my home, 3 bedrooms apiece. I mean, 4 bedrooms, 2 people in each room. I ended up converting my living room to a room too, and I put some beds in there. I charged the guys $900 a person to stay in the rooms. I furnished the rooms. I made sure they had room and board. I made sure they took their medicine correctly. I even employed people. So it's all about planning and what you can go ahead and stick to. Because once again, I didn't make money till like 2019. My dream was gone. My dream started in 2014. And yes, it was very, very, very hard. And that's why I know the average person, they can't be successful. I mean, I want them to, but I'm able to identify if someone is really serious about being successful. Because a football player has a helmet, a preacher has a Bible, a gangster has a gun, and a businessman has books. He has receipts. He has business plans. He has organic ideas that are just waiting. And we put it to paper. Most of the time, you're going to see a businessman with a business bag, a notebook, some books, things of that matter. So if you see someone, they don't have these tools with them, they can't be a businessman. They're just regurgitating information from the internet and don't take their consulting advice. So once again, this is your boy, Trey, the AI Tech Landlord. Just giving you a little bit, talking a little bit, and want to share some psychology about my experiences as an AI Tech Landlord. And there'll be many more videos, man. So subscribe if you want that real. You want to hit a real. You want to see real organic businessmen make it, not guys in Lamborghinis acting like they made it, selling you hope, selling you motivation, and they actually didn't organically make any type of money. That isn't the channel that this is. This channel is about doing things the right way, slowly, and logically. So, see you guys later. I'm gonna make another video probably tomorrow, and we're gonna talk about ChatGTP and this new ChatGTP network that's coming out on my next video. And I think it's like China based or something like that. But me being a new dev, I'm all into it. So I'm gonna make a new video for my AI geeks, and shouts out to my nerds, shouts out to my G's, and shouts out to my entrepreneurs, man. See y'all later, bro.